Hello, YTPC. We are going to do a review on the Persian slipper. This is a blend. It is done by Watch City, which is out of Mass, out of my old neck of the woods. I had not tried this yet, and it is... I've been sipping it for about a week. It's an interesting blend in the fact that it really has a complexity to it, but it's one of those blends that even though it is complex, it's kind of light. And so it took the better part of the week of sipping this. The first time I sipped it actually was out of a cob that I had. It was a brand new cob. A lot of times with certain blends, I will go ahead and grab a new cob. They're cheap. And just to make sure that there's no ghosting, especially if it's a new blend that's not something I've had before. It kind of tasted not moldy, maybe mildewy, musty. It was kind of musty in an odd way. I suppose the best way that I can really describe it is if you've ever as a kid, maybe as an adult, but if you've ever as a kid been out in the winter, when you had those mittens that were kind of like pilly, because you've had them for a time, and as you're out there playing, you might get these tiny little balls of snow that collect on the mittens. And if you were an odd child as I was, as you got thirsty or just curious, you might bite one of those balls of snow, and it would imbue this musty kind of thing. You know what I mean? These mittens were from several years and they're stored during the summer and so forth. I don't know. I might be the only one that has that experience, but that's what it reminded me of when I tried to smoke this blend out of a cob. It just had that odd, wet, musty kind of taste. So I thought, dang, that's unfortunate, because I was kind of, really looking forward to a pleasant experience. Happily, I did realize sipping this out of something other than that cob made all the difference in the world. So I don't know. It could have been that specific cob pipe. Maybe this just isn't a blend that does well in cob. It's always hard to tell. That being said, outside of that cob, this has been a very interesting blend. It's a light blend. It is a light blend, but again, with like many other blends that I have sipped, it's one of those ones where, though it is light, it has a lot of flavor to it. So, it is described by Watch City on their site as being blended in a very Scottish tradition. I will admit, I don't really know exactly what that denotes. I don't know. So love to hear anything in the comments section. I'll probably eventually look that up. But yeah, I'm curious what the distinction would be as far as a blend that was on a more of a Scottish tradition. This blend has Orientals, has Izmir Turkish, burley done in a crumb cut style, Latakia, which I will say is light, very mild on that. It's there, but it's very mild, and a touch of Perique. Again, very much a touch of Perique. There is not a lot in here. Like, I enjoy retrohaling just because same nerve section of the brain for taste and smell. It just gives you a lot more of what's in there. For me, it makes it a lot easier to pick up a lot more. It just makes it so much more three-dimensional of an experience. And if there's any even moderate amounts of Perique, it shows up on the retrohale. And this, I don't even get even a peppery zing on the retrohale. And it also has some Carolina ribbon in here for some sweet nuttiness. Ladies and gentlemen of the Briar, This most certainly does sip light. The Orientals in here, as anybody who's been on this channel at all, I love my Oriental Forward. And this really, I can't say is an Oriental Forward other than the fact that it is the tobacco flavor. I mean, like that high quality tobacco flavor that you can get from blends is there as the front driving force of this blend, with that Oriental and that Turkish tobacco lightly accompanying it, which again I think is what makes it have such a light profile. Now, straight out of the bag that it comes in from Watch City, I would say it was just slightly over the Goldilocks for me as far as where it should be for moisture. It wasn't horribly wet. I mean, no gurgle, but yeah. So not over moisture, just slightly more moist than I would like it for a fresh blend. But again, there's just such a, I think they did a great job of not making this just a run-of-the-mill English blend, right? And I mean that even on the Turkish component. Same as far as the Orientals. I will say that the Black Cavendish that's in here, the Green River Black Cavendish, definitely adds that molassesy sweet profile that is common, right, with that addition. But again, done in a very in a way that it's not, again, it's not like, oh wow, this huge sweet overbearing Cavendish flavor. It's just there, again, very light. This isn't like cigarette tobacco. This is a high quality pipe tobacco taste with that just lovely supplemental of that Oriental sweet flavor that comes out with it. It really is a complex but yet light blend. For those of you who like to sip all day long, you could do that with this. All week that I've been sipping it, a lot of it being commute time, where I tend to, sometimes lose my cadence. No tongue bite, zero. And it's light enough that it doesn't, it's not like it's overbearing. Now, I have heard in some reviews individuals stating that they noticed that there was almost like a gingerbread type note as far as like spice or whatever in this. I kind of can see what they mean. I don't get it myself, like specifically a gingerbread spicy kind of a flavor. But as ginger does have a bite to it, and gingerbread has the spicy component, I think it's the floral component that we're getting from the Oriental Turkish blend, combined with that little bit of Latakia / Perique that's giving it that, right? It's a sweet with a bite, with a spicy kind of herbally essence. I can see that could be translated for many into a gingerbread type note. Now, I'm not trying to say that this has a alcohol, cured in a cask kind of a component, but high quality sipping rum aftertaste is something that has come to my mind as I've sipped this over the week. Oftentimes after just relighting it. And again, I think that is the same components. It's just how we subjectively translate these flavors, and are not going to be the same for everybody. Because if you think about it, a high quality sipping rum, herbal, sweet, a little bit of spice. Kind of the same thing that some people may, be translating this flavor as when they think gingerbread. As I'm sipping this and I'm noticing this band, Red Coat Return had mentioned in a video just recently about rings being done on the shank of some pipes. I mean, it wouldn't necessarily go well with this pipe just because you've got this really short, fat shank on this Christmas Peterson. But I do have some that are like that, and he was showing the dragon that he had wrapped around on one, and I had to laugh at the frog hanging onto the to the Bing classic style pipe. I like that idea, and he was even suggesting like even on holidays having like something, and I think that's awesome. I like to get holiday pipes, like the the Halloween ones and St. Patrick and stuff. I think that would be a great way to just kind of add a little fun holiday flair to certain things, whether it's a Halloween or if it's a Christmas, Valentine, whatever. It's kind of cool. I like that idea. To be honest, most of my pipe sipping is not done in public. I mean, maybe outside of walking my pup, but that's usually in the evenings and nobody notices it. But I'm just one of those individuals where many things are just enjoyable for ourselves, right? I mean, I think it would be really, I like that idea. Anyway, so glad I saw that review. That was a pretty cool idea. I think I might have to do that. I'll put the link down below for that video. I will probably adopt this as a summertime rotation. So it'll probably sit in this jar. I'll probably sip on it maybe once or twice, I guess, as it starts to warm up. I mean, to be honest, it's great. The weather is taking a turn finally out here. We had some pretty cold days last week, I think pretty much across the map for the U.S. But this would be a great sip for the summertime. Like a lot of times my family and I, we go out hiking into like these gorgeous areas, and but they're great. I mean, these national parks, they're way out in the middle of nowhere. But again, if it's 85 degrees out, a heavy English sometimes just doesn't quite make it, and I want something lighter. This is a great blend for that. This is a great light blend that won't be overbearing. So, ladies and gentlemen of the Briar, Persian Slipper, Watch City. If you haven't tried it and you like English blends, even if you're looking to try English blends again, another good beginner one for that. Give it a shot. Please comment. Let me know what you think of this blend if you've had it before. Also would love to hear any thoughts on exactly what a Scottish style blend would be. Next review will be Peterson's Irish Cask for next week. Looking forward to doing that one. I've been a good boy. I have not opened that tin yet, so I can do first impressions on that one, but it has been tempting. Till then, be well and happy sipping.